And a happy new year to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mock Draft Guy YouTube channel. And not only do we have the new year to celebrate, but this is coming out on January 2nd, 2024. And that just so happens to be the 4-year anniversary of the Mock Draft Guy YouTube channel. So before we get into it today, I just want to make sure that I tell all of you guys, thank you for your continued support. You have all been fantastic in this 4-year journey. Never thought that I'd even get this far, to be quite honest with you. So the fact that we could celebrate a 4-year anniversary, this close to 8,000 subscribers is just absolutely amazing. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And let's have some fun today. So this video is a little bit different than what I've been doing. As you guys know, I've been doing player profiles about 2 times a week. Same thing with NFL Draft Diamond Shorts, about 2 times a week as well. And then a mock draft, whether it be 2 rounds or 3 rounds, sometimes just 1 round in the middle of the week. So today, I thought of an interesting video that I would share with you guys on the 4-year anniversary. And it's going to be a 7-round mock draft just purely about the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. But the catch to this is that Justin Fields will be traded in this. So I'm going to make the trade now. I've worked out this trade before as well. So we're going to propose the trade as the Falcons because for some reason that's the only way that it works with this trade engine. We're also using Pro Football Network. They have a really great mock draft simulator as well. I usually use NFL Mock Draft Database, and that's really the only one that I usually use. But PFN has really grown on me over the past couple months, and I figured this would be a really good opportunity to use it in such an interesting type of mock draft. So this is going to be it. The Falcons are going to trade number 43, a 2nd-round pick. I think let me just preface this by saying I think it's a little crazy to assume that even a quarterback desperate team like the Atlanta Falcons would use the current projected number 9 overall pick to trade for Justin Fields. If that was the case, I would just use the assets that they have to move up to get a Drake May or a Jaden Daniels, maybe even stay where they are, draft a Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, something like that. So I think they want a little bit more of an established superstar. And I really think Justin Fields would be the perfect quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons offensive system. Now, this all depends on if they keep Arthur Smith. Maybe they give him another crack with a new quarterback or a quarterback in general. I don't know how much confidence they ever had in Taylor Heineke or Desmond Ridder for that matter, or Marcus Mariota even. So I think you got to give him a legitimate shot at a quarterback that can, do well in this offense. And I think that this is the perfect offense for Justin Fields. Now, I am purely against trading Justin Fields per se. I just thought this would be an interesting video because a lot of people are saying that Justin Fields is playing so well that he's bumping up his trade value. So to reset the rookie quarterback contract for the Bears to make themselves prolonged contenders with a less expensive quarterback so they don't have to pay Justin Fields. It does make sense both ways. I just think, what is the bump up in play really going to be like if you don't surround Caleb Williams with weapons? It's just going to be Justin Fields, maybe a tad bit better as a pocket passer. So I think it has to be a significant upgrade for the Chicago Bears to actually make this trade. I think the Atlanta Falcons trade, their 2nd-round pick, which is number 43 overall currently, I'm going to throw in, I believe this is a 4th-round pick, number 118, and then I'm going to throw in a 5th-round pick for next year. And let's just pretend that Justin Fields, because he doesn't come up on this trade engine, is the Carolina Panthers number 2 overall pick for next year. So that will be Justin Fields. We're going to propose it, and it is going to be accepted. So now let's take a look, before we get into it, of the draft capital for both teams. We are looking at the Atlanta Falcons first. Now, they only have 5 picks, and then this 2025 2nd-round pick is Justin Fields, quote unquote. So they still have the number 9 overall pick, not too far of a drop off to number 74. Then a 4th round pick here, 5th, and then I believe that this is a 6th, maybe an early 7th. Now we move over to the Chicago Bears, and this is a ton of picks inside the top. It's so funny because it's inside the top 137. 8 picks as of right now. You include the 43rd overall pick. Now, this was crucial for me in this mock draft to get the Chicago Bears another high pick. I mean, 1 in 10 is phenomenal. It's not often that you have the 1st overall pick and then you have another top 10 pick. And then they dropped all the way to 75. So trading Justin Fields, you kind of split the difference there with a pick 43 overall and then a pick 75th overall. and then you add another 4th round pick there, and all of a sudden you have 8 picks inside the top, let's just say the top 150. So that's incredible draft capital to work with, and I think this should be fun. So like I said, there's 5 picks here. This is going to be Justin Fields, and we have 8 picks to work with here. But we're going to start this draft, and number 1 overall is, of course, going to be Caleb Williams. This is partially the reason why this video is a thing. So Justin Fields is now gone. You're going to get your new franchise signal caller if you are the Chicago Bears. So Caleb Williams easily is the number 1 overall pick for Chicago. And now we're going to go over to the Atlanta Falcons 1st round pick. So of course I'm not going to make any more trades throughout this 7-round mock draft. I think we're just going to get a little bit too complicated with all these picks moving around and all that kind of stuff. And this trade engine is very generous with the compensation that they give. So one of these teams would wind up with an insane haul, and they're going to wind up with a good haul anyway. We have the number 9th overall pick here with the Atlanta Falcons, and I think edge is the biggest need. Outside of quarterback, I think getting a pass rush is clearly the biggest need on the Atlanta Falcons. Arnold Ebiketie has been pretty nice since being selected in the 2nd round last year out of Penn State, but it's really been a whole mess outside of that. David Onyemata was a really, really nice signing as well for them. On the interior, Calais Campbell is, in the twilight years of his career. You're going to need another upgrade for the pass rush. And I think there's no better upgrade on the pass rush right now that's on the board than Laiatu Latu. I think this is exactly what Ryan Nielsen is looking for in a rush linebacker, a big-bodied, powerful rush linebacker, 6'5", 265 pounds. He's so versatile too as well. He can even reduce inside on 3rd downs and rush from the inside. We've seen the Los Angeles Chargers do that with Tui Pelotu as well. Similar there. They're both UCLA guys. I just think this would be a major upgrade for the Atlanta Falcons in the 1st round. So Latu will be the number 9th overall pick. Consequently enough, the next pick, we're just going to reject all these trades that come up on the board here, even if they are really, really good. The number 10 overall pick is back to the Chicago Bears here. So obviously Caleb Williams is number 1. Now we're going to number 10. And this is what I'm thinking here. It depends on who's on the board. Marvin Harrison Jr. is on the board here at number 10 somehow, and that is not going to be our pick. That is crazy. As much as I would love to pick him here, I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. So by number 10, Marvin Harrison Jr. will not be on the board. So let's just forget about that real quick. Rome Odunze is on the board here. I like this a lot. Big-bodied wide receiver that could win downfield. Let's take a look at the defense real quick. We have edge rushers here. Jared Verse is someone that I like a lot here at number 10 for Chicago. And then I'm looking at Jerzon Newton here as well. Oh, man, Johnny Newton. If it was purely up to me and I was Ryan Poles, I think this would be my pick. Getting Caleb Williams and having DJ Moore is really your only viable option on the outside. I think you're going to have to try and get a big-bodied wide receiver. 6'3", 216 pounds on the opposite side of DJ Moore. This pick is going to be Rome Odunze here at number 10 overall. I think this would just be an incredible upgrade. Now, all of a sudden, you have Cole Kmet, you have DJ Moore, and you have Rome Odunze. Very formidable trio for your new franchise signal caller in Caleb Williams. Now, as we have a little bit ways away for the Atlanta Falcons here, as we have to wait until 74, we are going to go over to the Chicago Bears here. Once again, at pick number 43, you have Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, a fantastic 1-2 here. With your first 2 picks. I mean, you're revolutionizing your offense right away, which is really awesome. Now let's take a look at the defensive side here. 43 overall, you're going to have some really nice players on the board. Let's take a look. D-tackle, Byron Murphy is on the board. Really, really nice player out of Texas. I'm going to be doing a player profile on him sooner rather than later, but I think a edge rusher on the opposite side of Montez Sweat, something that provides a really nice contrast to what Montez Sweat brings to the table. You're getting a powerful speed rusher on the outside. He's been phenomenal for the Chicago Bears. Really, their defense has made a complete 180 since he was traded for. That second round pick, the Bears have made 2 trades in the last 2 years involving a second round pick. This one much better than the last one involving Chase Claypool. But I'm stuck here between Braylon Trice and JTT here. JTT is someone that could take over a game, but Braylon Trice is just the most traditional 4-3 edge rusher, 6'4", 275 pounds as well. I think the pick for me here is going to be Braylon Trice off the edge. Right away, you're getting a stark contrast, a yin and yang, if you will, with Montez Sweat. So Trice is going to be the pick here for me at number 43 for the Bears. And now you have the Atlanta Falcons here at number 74. So let's not forget, they already have Justin Fields. Now they added to their pass rush with Laiatu Latu. At number 74 here, what I'm thinking of, I feel like I have to take a wide receiver at this point. I just think that, Drake London is the bona fide number one. This is not a pass-first offense. I think we can all agree on that. They have a mega weapon in Kyle Pitts that they just can't really figure out how to consistently use. Kyle Pitts is your middle-of-the-field option. Drake London is your possession wide receiver, big body on the outside as well. I feel like there's just really nothing behind those two guys. Of course, you have Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson. Those are running backs, though. We need another wide receiver. I'm going to take a look at who's on the board here. I think there's someone on the board that I like a lot here, and he is. At number 74, I'm going to pick Devontae Walker out of North Carolina. 6'3", 200 pounds, but offers a tremendous amount of speed. Now, we don't know what his 40 time will be exactly. I'm projecting it's going to be in the high 4.3s. He hit a top speed against, I don't remember what the opponent was. I think it was Penn State. He scored a long touchdown. He hit a top speed of 23.1 miles per hour. That is absolutely unbelievable speed. That translates to something crazy, like something that we can't even comprehend. It's like a 3.7 40-yard dash or something like that. But I think he's going to run in the low 4.3s. And this would be an amazing boundary weapon for Justin Fields to throw to now. Now that's a really nice complete trio there. You got someone that could win down the field. You have a possession receiver on the other side. And then you have an athletic freak of a tight end in the middle. And then you have Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier as one of the best 1-2 punches in the NFL. So Devontae Walker is going to be my pick here at number 74 for the Atlanta Falcons. And then the next pick right after that, this is a common occurrence for some reason. The Bears and the Falcons, back-to-back picks a lot. I think they're back-to-back or very close to back-to-back in the actual draft. Of course they are. They're 9 and 10. We just did that. It was a long night last night. I'm recording this on New Year's Day itself, as you know. Long night. So number 75 here, we have some ways that we can go if we're the Chicago Bears. Let's take a look at what we've done so far for Chicago. Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, Braylon Trice. We've essentially taken care of the 3 top needs for the Chicago Bears here. I'm really looking at 2 positions here. I am looking at safety and I am looking at center. So let's take a look at the center position here. We have Jackson Powers-Johnson, who's someone I really like. I wish Zach Frazier was here. He is my OC number 1. Cedric Van Pran is also off the board. I think that might have to be the move. Let's just take a look at the safeties that are currently on the board. Cole Bishop, James Williams, if you guys know, I did an NFL draft diamond short about him. I'm a big fan. Jaden Hicks is someone I really like as well. 6'3", 212 pounds. Could play that hybrid, that big nickel type of safety role as well. Hudson Clark is someone who's got a big body, productive safety as well. I'm going to hold off on safety for now. I think the smart move would be to get a new center. And a lot of people think Jackson Powers-Johnson is the best center. I think he's maybe center number 2. He's still an incredible option. This would be another fantastic addition to the Bears' new look offense. So JPJ is going to be the pick here for me at 75. So now at pick number 105, we are back over towards the Atlanta Falcons here. A couple different ways that I could look. Besides for Jesse Bates, the safety position is pretty thin. I could look for another offensive lineman as well. I could look for a D tackle. Corner is something that interests me as well. Let's take a look at who's on the board here. Corner, Johnny, now we're getting towards that pretty thin area of the cornerback class. Safety, let's take a look at a really good safety class here. I could take Kenny Logan a little bit down the board. Let's take a look at the offensive tackles or the guards that are on the board here. Probably Josh Simmons. Blake Fisher is someone that I really like as well. Take a look at guards. Coleman, Layden Robinson is someone that has tremendous size. Christian Mahogany. Let's look at the tackle position. Josh Simmons, Blake Fisher. I think I'm going to go with a offensive lineman here. Offensive line, I know it's not listed as one of their top 5 needs, but let me be clear with you. I think you all know that offensive line is a extremely volatile position. You can never have too many good offensive linemen, whether that be in the interior, whether that be on the outside. I know that it's maybe a little too early to get someone that's a swing, but if you're going to continue to run the football the way that the Atlanta Falcons try to do, where you have Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, someone that runs, Bijan Robinson, someone that really kind of runs more to the outside, then you have Algier, who's the bull, who runs up the middle. You got to have some kind of offensive line versatility here. And I think I'm going to take Blake Fisher out of Notre Dame here. 2 awesome Notre Dame tackles. They're just a breeding ground for offensive linemen, as it's been lately. I know this might not be the most popular pick, but I'm going to take Blake Fisher at 105 for the Atlanta Falcons. And then at number 6, number 6, number 106 for the Chicago Bears. Let's take a look at what we got so far. Revolutionizing the offense here. Caleb Williams, Romo Dunze, Braylon Trice off the edge, and Jackson Powers Johnson. Now, corner interests me if Jalen Johnson does not resign, because then that's a massive hole. But you have Tyreek Stevenson on the other side as well. Safety is a position of need, so is D tackle. Let's take a look at what we got here on defense. Defensive tackle, Chris Jenkins is still on the board. I like Braden Fisk, Joshua Farmer. These defensive tackles are fantastic out of Florida State. Might hold off on that to see what is here. Yeah, Hudson Clark is still here. I think that might be the move for me. 6'2", 188 pounds, just a really nice size safety that he's a fantastic play recognition type of player. He's really more smarts than physicality. He's a good tackler, don't get me wrong. He's not going to come down. He's not a Derwin James type of player who's going to come down and he's going to pop you. He's going to make the tackle. He's very technical. I think that's what you need here. Maybe a long-term Eddie Jackson replacement. At 106, I'm going to take Hudson Clark here to be the new long-term safety, one of the new long-term safeties for the Chicago Bears. Then once again, at 118, you have the Chicago Bears. We're going to go back to the defensive tackle position here. Tyler Davis is on the board, so is Nazir Stackhouse. Two guys that I think could really make some, really make some noise on the inside here. I think Davis was once considered in the long-term, way too early 2023 and 2024 mock drafts, was considered a first-round guy, like a fringe first-round guy. Kind of fell off a little bit, still has some incredible talent. At 118, even after getting Zach Pickens, Gervon Dexter last year, I still think this is an area that the Chicago Bears can improve upon, and we are going to. I'm going to take Tyler Davis out of Clemson here at 118 to shore up that defensive tackle position a little bit more. And yet again, 122, you have the Chicago Bears. Let's take a look at the picks again one more time. Now is where I think I'm going to look at the tackle position for the Chicago Bears. I'm also looking at maybe a speedy wide receiver to play the slot. Let's take a look at what we got on the board here. Ricky Purcell, Jermaine Burton. Malik Washington is someone that I really like out of Virginia. Reminds me a lot of the Dontavion Wicks type of player. He was unbelievable this past year. I want to say over 100 catches, 1,400 yards, something along those lines, like 9 or 10 touchdowns. He had an incredible season. 1 year of production like that is going to be a little bit of a red flag for me, but he's a speedy slot guy. I believe he's 5'8" or 5'9". Kind of fits the archetype that we're looking for here for the Chicago Bears. You have DJ Moore, who could really play all over the offensive formation. Odunze is going to be more of your X, or your, he's going to be your one-on-one guy who's going to win down the field. DJ Moore on the outside. I think I'm going to go with Malik Washington here to be that slot guy to replace the Darnell Mooney's out there. So Malik Washington out of Virginia is going to be the pick at 122. And then at 137, with the last pick for the Chicago Bears in this dueling 7-round mock draft, we're going to look at the defensive side one more time. I'm not really interested in any linebackers here. Edge is a position that I could look at one more time. Jack Sawyer had a fantastic Cotton Bowl. Steve Linton is someone that I really, really like as a guy down the board. Let's look at the cornerback position, though. We haven't added to the cornerback position. This is a position that Ryan Poles likes to invest heavily in. I think that he's going to give Jalen Johnson exactly what he wants, so he does not hit free agency. Be that as it may, you have two really nice boundary corners there. You have Kyler Gordon as well, who hasn't been that great this year, but is still a viable option. We're going to look at someone else that could not only be a slot type of guy, but is someone that is super speedy. He could be a punt returner as well. I like Daquan Hardy a lot out of Penn State here. Super speedy corner. They have some really nice, day 3 type corners. Johnny Dixon, Daquan Hardy as well. This is someone that I think could be a great special teamer. He could be a gunner. He could be a punt returner. He could even play in the slot, maybe even move back to safety. Someone that you could really piece around the defense and the special teams. So I like that pick a lot here for the Chicago Bears. That's what we're going to take to round out the 7-round mock draft for the Chicago Bears. And then the last 2 picks in this dueling 7-round mock draft after the Justin Fields trade are going to be belonging to the Atlanta Falcons here. At number 139, I am looking at defense. We are going to look to see what we can get maybe at the corner is pretty much, I'm not a fan of taking another cornerback this early with the guys that are left on the board. So I might hold off on that. Safety, is a position I like. Tyke Smith is someone I like a lot. I still really like either Jay Stanley or Kenny Logan. I might hold off on that. Let's take a look at the defensive tackle position. Josh Farmer, Dwayne Carter. Dwayne Carter is more of that nose tackle archetype. I still like Nazir Stackhouse. He's sitting here at 139. Interior defensive line is definitely a position of need for the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to take Nazir Stackhouse here. We're going to keep him in Georgia. We're going to take him for the Atlanta Falcons here at number 139. And then with the final pick in this mock draft, this dueling mock draft here for the Atlanta Falcons and Chicago Bears, number 186 overall, we are going to look at the safety position here. And Kenny Logan is off the board at this point. That would have been my pick. Jay Stanley is another player that I like a lot. Lathan Ransom is a player that was out of the Cotton Bowl who was very, very productive this year as well. Let's take a look at the corner position. There's someone that I want to see, and this Rick Shaw Jr. better not be here at number 186. Let's take a look at the corner position here. I'm going to go down. There's someone that I really, yes, okay, he's here, and I'm going to take him. This is Dwight McGlothern from Arkansas. Yes, we have taken two guys from the defensive secondary for Arkansas. We took Hudson Clark for the Chicago Bears, and we're going to take McGlothern here for the Atlanta Falcons. McGlothern is someone that a lot of people really love. He should not be this far down. I can see him as a day 3 pick. Definitely, he's got great size. He's been super productive as well, and I love SEC battle-tested defenders. I mean, I don't mind taking someone like him this far down the board because, you know, he's got that in him. He's played against the LSUs, the Georgias, you know, the Alabamas, all those type of teams, the Ole Misses. He's gone against the cream of the crop competition. So Dwight McGlothern is going to be someone that can be versatile as well. I think what might hinder him here is his speed. And if that's the case, if he runs somewhere in the low 4.5s, not really great cornerback speed, but really nice safety speed. So you have someone that kind of fits the other two needs that we're looking for here for the Atlanta Falcons really, really well. Someone that if he runs a little bit slower, can play safety. He has the ball skills and the technique, the tackling technique to play. And then if he runs faster than we think, he can be a very admirable corner. So we're going to take Dwight McGlothern here with the last pick in our entire draft. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Let's take a look at the final results real quick here for the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons trade at number 43, number 118, and a 5th round pick next year for the 2025 second round pick, which is just Justin Fields. So Justin Fields is an Atlanta Falcon in this video. Then you have Laiatu Latu, Devontae Walker, Blake Fisher, Nazir Stackhouse, and Dwight McGlothern. And then we're going over to the Chicago Bears here, an absolute haul. They get here Caleb Williams, Romo Dunze, Braylon Trice, Jackson Powers Johnson, Hudson Clark, Tyler Davis, Malik Washington, Daquan Hardy, and a 2025 5th round pick. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below. I just thought this would be something really fun to kind of break up the recent trend of content that I've been putting out. So leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope I see you in the next one.